welcome to my video series. Every month I like to do another green smoothie video, and I'll talk about why green smoothies are so good for you. But before I do, let's talk about what I'm going to make. We're going to be making a chocolate milkshake today. What? A green smoothie chocolate milkshake? How is that possible? I'm glad you asked. It's very simple. Now, let's talk about green smoothies real quickly. So green smoothies are fantastic. Everyone always comes to a class or a party and wants to dive right into raw. And while that's flattering, it's not very smart. It is very difficult to go raw vegan. So I always tell people to take baby steps. And the first step you can take is green smoothies. You can add them into your lifestyle without changing anything else that you're eating, and you'll see immediate health improvements. It's really incredible. So what happens is you take your green leafy vegetables, and you mix it with fruit. In fact, way more fruit than greens, so that all you taste is the fruit, but you get all the nutrition of the greens. Sneaky. So what happens is you take 1 part greens to 3 parts fruit. It's that easy. Now green leafy vegetables can be anything from spinach to kale to cabbage to red cabbage to chard. Well, there's a lot of things to choose from. If you take a look at my website, I have a green smoothie page and I have a list of all the greens you can choose, from mild to strong. And if you're a baby green smoothie drinker, you're going to want to start with the mild ones like spinach and kale first. Okay, today we're going to be using some bok choy. Bok choy, it's like a Chinese cabbage almost. It's fantastic. It's right here. I've already cut it in half, so you can't really tell. However, it's this nice big green leaf with this nice white stalk. Now don't let the stalk discourage you. It's still very, very good. So what happens is we're going to put it, now I'm going to use my entire Vitamix. I'm going to make 64 ounces of green smoothie today. So we're going to put in the leaf and the stalk. And I'm going to put in 2. Now remember, it's 1 part to 3 parts. So a third of my blender, is greens. The rest is going to be fruit. That's how good this is going to be. Now people very often wonder, well, you're only putting in 2 leaves? I mean, I could make a salad or a stir fry out of that and eat a lot more of it. Wouldn't I get you more nutrition? No. You see, the fun thing about blending smoothies is that you get it pre-digested. How often do you chew your food? I mean, how many chews do you do until it's down the hatch? Just a couple, right? I mean, maybe 5 or 6 if you're a really good chewer. I'm more like 2 or 3. I don't know, and then I swallow. It's really hard, actually. We're supposed to chew our greens to a creamy consistency, like gorillas or elephants or cows would. But we don't do that. So we're not releasing all the nutrition that the greens have with our teeth. So that's what blending is so fabulous. You only need a couple leaves of greens, but you get all the nutrition because you're breaking it down and it starts to be absorbed in your mouth before it even hits your stomach. That's how I love green smoothies. Eventually you want to work up to half green, half fruit, but for beginners I always say 1 part to 3 parts. You want to really have a lot of fruit because you don't want to taste those greens. Eventually your body will like the taste of greens, but you want to work your way into that. So we have a third of, well, I guess let's see, 2 cups of bok choy. Now, the only fruit I'm using for this smoothie is bananas. You want your bananas speckled. These are not nearly as ripe as I would like them to be. I want them to look almost black. I want them to be as speckled as possible because the riper bananas get, the sweeter they are. Oh, they're fantastic for things like smoothies or ice cream or yogurt, or, well, there's a whole bunch of recipes that you use bananas for. Not to mention, the riper they get, they start to break themselves down, which is why eventually they turn to goo. But the good thing is that there are enzymes at work that are kind of digesting it for you before it gets to you. So the yellow, the more green the banana, the less enzymes there are, the harder it is for your body to digest. So you want them as speckled as possible. If it doesn't, if you've ever had a banana where you have to pry and get a knife, butter knife, and saw the top tip off. If you have to do that, they're not ready to eat. Don't, make it something that's unpleasant, not very sweet, really starchy, hard to digest. The fruit's trying to tell you not to eat it. So it should just pop right out. It should actually just fall off. That's when you know it's really ripe. Bananas are a fantastic fruit. They might possibly be one of my favorites. They're so versatile, and I use them for everything. They're ridiculously good for you. Don't worry about them being too sugary. It's a wonderful myth that needs to be dispelled. But they also, get this, have you ever heard of tryptophan? Tryptophan is the sleep-inducing chemical you find in turkey, which is why everybody falls asleep after Thanksgiving dinner. It's also in bananas. It's the perfect comfort food. It makes you feel full and satisfied, and it makes you smile. So I love bananas. They keep me happy. All right, so you've got, I put 4. So it was 2 leaves of bok choy, 4 bananas, and pretty much using up my whole Vitamix. And the secret ingredient for the chocolate milkshake is raw cacao powder. I love this stuff. It is one of the few foods that I actually travel or order to buy. It's one of the only things you can't buy in your local stores. I have to go to Whole Foods to get it. You can order it on Amazon as well, so it's not that big of a deal. I love cacao powder. It's my form of chocolate. It's actually the purest form of chocolate. I'd love to give you the whole spiel. Maybe sometime I'll tell you the story of chocolate if you haven't already heard it. But today is not going to be that day, because I'm going to keep this kind of short. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 tablespoons. I have a big old fat spoon in here, just for such an occasion. And if you're a real chocoholic, feel free to add more or less. All right, raw cacao, C-A-C-A-O, cacao. Google it, you'll learn some stuff. Good for you, superfood. All right, and then you need water, which I forgot to prepare, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, you want enough water to cover your greens. I know it's hard to tell. It's more like 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water, but you definitely want to cover those greens or they will not move. If you have a low-speed blender, if you bought your blender and it costs less than $100, it's a low-speed blender. You're going to want to blend your greens and your water together first. Completely break those greens down, then start adding fruit and ice and other things. You don't want to burn out your blender, and you also want to break down everything so that you don't have big chunks of greens in your smoothie when you're trying to drink it. Okay? So we've got 2 leaves of bok choy, 4 bananas, 1.5 cups of water, and a cup of ice. I like to put it in a lid. It's something I do, I don't know, because then I can do this. I got them all in. Last time I lost a couple. All right, and then you just let it go. It's going to be very loud. I have a very high-speed blender, my Vitamix. Love this thing. It's beautiful. Not essential. Use the blender that you have. Okay? All right, really loud. Here it goes. Okay, it's all ready. It's all blended down. Chocolate milkshake, here we come. Ooh. Okay, so it has a tinge of green. It's okay. So good. Now, the riper your bananas, the sweeter this will be. Here it goes. Chocolate milkshake. It's that simple. It's 3 ingredients. Well, 5 if you count water and ice. It is bok choy or any green of your choosing. Spinach is good too. Kale is good. Anyway, I could go on. Bananas. Bananas are kind of my dairy substitute. They make smoothies creamy. So if you use only bananas, all you get is a creamy smoothie. And then you add some raw cacao, and you get a chocolate smoothie. Fantastic. And that's it. It's that simple. Now, drinking these on a regular basis, especially if you drink this much and it's a meal replacement, I've heard a lot of my friends have cleared up problems like thyroid issues, high cholesterol, a whole host of things, allergies. Take a look at my testimonials on the green smoothie page on my website, and you'll see all the wonderful things that green smoothies do for you. Here's your first step. Good luck, enjoy, and God bless. Bye.